Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Trevor with Make Your Experiment, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about laser frequency. Let's get into it. Over the years, I've seen a lot of comments and questions about laser frequency. And in this video, I want to look directly at CO2 lasers and what that means for them. As most of you know, there are two types of lasers. There are the glass tube DC lasers and the RF tube lasers that are typically metal tubes or ceramic tubes. And you'll see that some have a frequency adjustment and some do not. So let's start out with what frequency actually is. Frequency is how often the laser is pulsing while it is moving. You can think of frequency like a series of beeps. The lower the frequency, the lower the number of beeps. If I were to say 1% frequency, it may sound something like beep, 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 beep. If I were to say something like 5 frequency, it might be beep, 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 beep. See how it speeds up a little bit? Therefore, as the higher the number, the more of those beeps there would be, and the more it's going to sound eventually like a constant. Visually, I'm going to show you what this looks like on a piece of wood. I'm going to be using 8 different frequencies for this, and what you'll see is the lower the frequency, the much more visible it is. But as you get into 5 and above, it really starts to blend together and it's harder to distinguish between them. But there's a couple of things that I want to point out when it comes to this frequency. First up, frequency is only available as a variable you can change if you are doing a vector operation on an RF laser. So if you have an RF laser, for example, like my EPILOG, I will have that frequency adjustment, and in my case, it ranges in percentages from 0% to 100%. You can think of it like 0 is never on and 100% is always on. So anywhere in between that range, it will be spaced out. So I'm going to start with 1% to show you what that looks like. Then I'm going to go to 2%, I'll go to 3, then I'll jump to 5. From 5, I'm going to jump to 25, then 50, then 75, and then 100. And the purpose of this is to show you how different they will look, even though the amount of change in the first 3 or 4 isn't going to be a lot. And then you're going to see a bigger jump in that 5 to 25 to 50 and so on. As you can see on my screen, I have 8 different lines. They are all exactly the same other than the color. The only reason the color is different is so that I can provide different settings to each one and run it as a single job. They are all solid lines by design, and if you don't believe me, if I go over to Illustrator, all of them are a single straight line. So coming back here, for my settings, I am using the same speed of 35%, same power of 15%, and I am only changing the frequency. So you'll see the first line and then moving down is going to go to that 1% all the way up to 100% at the bottom. What we're going to do is we're going to send this over to the laser. I'm going to visually show you the difference in those frequencies, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. I ran this both on wood as well as paper because the wood grain kind of hides it a little bit. But this is the result of frequencies. So at the top you have 1, 2, 3, then 5, 25, 50, 75, 100. You will notice that 1, 2, 3 all look a little bit different. It's kind of hard to see on camera. But then 5, 25, 50, 75, 100 all kind of look the same. On paper, it's a little bit easier to see. So you can see the dots in 1 frequency, 2 frequency. Again, you can see dots. Might be hard to see on the camera. You have 1 and then 2 right below it. You can see the spacing in between those dots. and then 3, and so on. It is difficult to get it captured on camera, but this is essentially what adjusting the frequency does. It adjusts how often that laser is pulsing, which will determine how much spacing there is between each pulse. So if you want to do something like perforated paper, doing something like a frequency of 2 would be really good for that. It's a nice aesthetic look, and you can see there's still material left in between. But as you start going down, you can see the spacing. At the bottom, it's all the way through. At 100, at 75, it's all the way through. 50, it's all the way through. 25, 5 is all the way through. But 3 is not, 2 is not, and 1 is not. But that gives you a visual representation of what frequency will look like. The higher the number, the more often it's pulsing, the more single line it will become as it increases. Hopefully this helps answer the question of what frequency is and what that means visually to your work. If you are doing something like perforated paper, you can design the entire thing with straight lines. You do not have to put in the perforations into your design if you have that frequency adjustment. You can just lower that frequency in order to get that perforated look. This means that if you're designing something like that, it is much easier to get that effect quickly than if you were to update all of your designs. But hopefully this video has been helpful. If it has, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so that you know when I come out with new videos. Be sure to check out my Instagram @MakerExperiment, where I share things along the way. But thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in the next one.